Boldness may be the thing standing between you and your next. Boldness may be the thing standing between you and your assignment. It takes boldness to do the thing that God has called you to do.
You are not behind. You are becoming. Welcome to Becoming. May you leave here better than you came.
One of the most beautiful aspects of motherhood is watching my son and my daughter grow up together and seeing how they interact. When she was first born, we were always very, very careful to watch them so closely together because my son was so much bigger than my daughter. But as of late, we've noticed this change. She's become a little bigger, a little more comfortable, a little more confident. And man, that little girl is bold. That's the best way we can describe her. In fact, around this house, we call her landlord because she runs everything. So if my son is not careful to give his sister what she wants, she will go there and take it by force. The lady is bold. Even with her small self, I think she can teach us a thing or two. The truth of the matter is, you need boldness to walk with the Lord. Boldness is by definition the quality of having a brave, confident, and fearless attitude marked by a willingness to take risks and act without hesitation. For those of you that have secondborns, you already know what it is. Our lives should be a challenge to the status quo. And how will you do that without boldness? In a time where faithlessness is a trend, it takes boldness to believe. In a time where confusion is the norm, it takes boldness to stand in the truth of who you are. When it is easier to give up, throw in the towel and walk away, it takes boldness to stay and follow God all the way. It takes boldness to be who you are called to be. The future belongs to those who are bold. Do you know we even need boldness to pray? Bible says, come boldly before the throne of grace and obtain grace. In this day and age, we are in a very precarious time. And I've noticed one thing, that people have become very bold in wickedness. Things that used to be done in dark alleyways and corners are now celebrated and lauded. Things that you will look at and say, that one is not quite right. It has now become a trend. Very precarious times indeed. Bible says the wicked flee when no one is chasing them, but the righteous are as bold as a lion. As righteous people, we ought to be bold in our righteousness. One such picture of boldness can be found in Daniel 3. Let me tell you the story. King Nebuchadnezzar makes this decree. He has set up this golden image and he says, okay, anytime you hear this particular sound, the horns, the instruments, this music, I want you to fall down and bow and worship this golden image. But there were some Jews somewhere that decided, we're not finna do this. Their names were Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These boys are brought before Nebuchadnezzar because people are hearing about this refusal. Nebuchadnezzar says to them, is it true that you do not serve my gods or worship the golden image which I have set up? Now, if you're ready, when you hear the sound, fall down and worship the image which I have made. Very good. But if you are not, you shall be thrown at once into the midst of the fiery furnace. And what God is there who can rescue you out of my hands? So he challenged them. The boys answered the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we do not need to answer you on this point. If it be so, our God whom we serve is able to rescue us from the furnace of blazing fire, and he will rescue us from your hand, O king. But even if he does not, let it be known to you, O king, that we are not going to serve your gods or worship the golden image that you have set up. Bam. Nebuchadnezzar was filled with fury, and he gave the command that the furnace was to be heated 7 times hotter than usual. So he took them, tied them up, removed their clothes, and went to go ahead and throw them in the fire. And because the king commanded that the fire became so hot, even the men who were bringing them into the fire died. But the three men fell in the midst of the fire. And when Nebuchadnezzar looked, he was astounded and said to the people around him, "Did we not throw 3 men into the fire?" And they said, "Yes, only 3. And he said, "Look, I see a 4th man untied, walking around in the midst of the fire, and they are not hurt. And the appearance of the 4th man is like the Son of God." Then Nebuchadnezzar approached the door of the blazing furnace and said, "Servants of the Most High God," he's now changed his tune, "come out of there. Come here." So king, he had to call them closer. He could not even believe what he was seeing. He said, "Blessed be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who has sent his angel and rescued his servants who believed in, trusted in, and relied on him." Do you see how boldness served them? Not because they necessarily knew the outcome, but because they knew the God that they served. Philippians 1:20 says, "For I fully expect and hope that I will never be ashamed, but that I will continue to be bold for Christ as I have been in the past. And I trust that my life will bring honor to Christ, whether I live or die." This was the boldness that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were walking in. If we are going to do anything at all worthwhile for God, we need boldness. Boldness may be the thing standing between you and your next. Boldness may be the thing standing between you and your assignment. It takes boldness to do the thing that God has called you to do. Do you know not everybody's going to understand your vision? Not everybody is going to want you to fulfill that purpose. The enemy doesn't want you to fulfill that purpose. It takes boldness to do it anyway. If he's going to call us to represent him, we will need boldness. Stand in the truth of who you are, because the future belongs to those who are bold. Until next time, be blessed and be a blessing.